Alright, okay, I'm on live now. Let me send you a request. Hold on. You on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook. Notifications, Phyllis is live.
Yeah, go live. Well, I have you on Facebook as Michael.
I see you live. Did you see me?
Hold on, just now. 1 minute.
Don't mind me. I'm having pasta.
Yeah, you having breakfast?
Yep.
Dinner. Hold on, let me look for you here. Tottali. Okay. Hold on. Okay, Mike. I have to send you a request. Hold on. You should see a little red pop up something.
Lemonade. Yeah.
Okay, alright. Invite. Okay, I send you an invite. See if you see anything popping up on the screen. Like to the bottom where you see the two where you see the two little icons to the left hand side. I sent you a request.
Video. Live.
Bring mic on and camera. Okay, hold on. Send a request. See if you see anything coming up.
Join the live video room?
Yeah, join it.
Join.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
It's saying add in.
Okay.
Connecting.
Thanks for joining. You're totally returned to watch.
Hold on a second. So,
I hate this. There's all this technology.
okay, hold on. All right, this should be good here. I sent here a request now. Hold on. It's saying add in.
Join.
Yeah, join. There you are, Mike.
Oh.
You know. All right. It's good there? I don't know. Is it anything in the background?
Well, you know what? I've got the phone and the...
Yeah.
No. There we go.
Yeah, I can hear you. All right.
You know, I haven't worked. I don't know. You can fly a plane better than me right now.
Really?
Yeah, sorry. We're in a house in Hilton. I went to my mom's, and my aunt was over, so I ran over. That's why I'm late eating dinner.
Oh, okay. Well, you finish up your dinner. Just leave the camera on. You could probably eat your dinner and leave your camera on.
I won't touch nothing.
Don't take it off because it might be problems to connect again. Huh?
I got nothing to hide here but dinner.
All right, good. So you continue eating while I start. Okay, hold on.
Sounds good.
1 minute.
I don't think anyone wants to see me chow down, so I'll just hurry up and eat real quick. And what are we talking about, Phyllis? Just so I know.
About Father's Day. We finishing up Father's Day. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hello? I'm on live. Yeah, I'm on live. Yeah, because I had to hook mic up. Okay, I will. All right, man. That. Okay, good.
Jesus Christ, you got enough garlic in this thing? There's enough garlic in here to scare away a vampire. I mean, I like garlic, but geez.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of putting salt in lemonade?
No.
Me neither. It must be a Honduran thing. It sucks.
Have you heard putting salt in coffee? In coffee?
Well, that was a Cuban thing that my post carrier, who's Cuban, said put a pinch of salt in coffee. So I tried it. That sucked also.
Guys, are you hearing me? Good. Hold on, Mike. Guys, testing. Are you guys hearing us good? Right.
Hilda, you can have this lemonade back. I'm not a big fan of this salt experiment. Sorry, I just don't like it. I'll pick my leftovers in it.
Wendy, you hear me? Wendy, good evening. Oh yeah, I hear my voice on mic. Okay, good. So I think I'm fine. Mike, I'm getting a feedback from you.
It just be. You?
Okay.
I don't have anything going on here. Everything's silent.
All right. Okay. Good. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Motivational Monday, where each one teach one. We have 5 minutes. We're going to start at 8 o'clock from. So my guest tonight will be Mike Tottali. And we have Mr. John Beckford will come on a little bit late. And we're going to continue celebrating fathers for the month of June, wrapping it up. And we just acknowledge some of the good dads out there and to hear just inspiring stories that, most of us could learn from and, just relate to one another.
I'm good to go.
Yeah. Hi, Sana. Hi, guys. We have 4 minutes.
Phyllis, who's going to be joining us on the panel, just so I know?
Well, you will do. I'll talk to you first, and I'm going to bring John on after.
John? Okay.
Okay. Well, we could probably start a few minutes early. So let me do my thing first, Mike, and then you're going to come on, okay?
Okay.
All right, guys. Once again, thank you for tuning in to Motivational Monday, where each one teach one. Father, thank you for your loving me so much. Thank you for willingly sent your Son Jesus Christ to pay the penalty for our past, present, and future sins. Thank you so much for the reminders to serve you and others. Open our eyes to see the need around us and to respond to those needs in joy and hope. Help us to see an unhealthy motives I may have for helping others. Help us to strive with a generous, selfless heart that show others your love. Help us to be motivated by your love, not by your own ego. Keep me faithful in serving you. In Jesus' name I pray. Mike, you can turn on your volume a little bit.
Okay. I got
All right,
you.
good. Guys, I just have a little help tip for you this week. It's more than just a perfect fasting time. Thanks to modern breakthrough in weight loss science, we have created a do fasting, a personal, intimate fasting assistant. A solution for anyone who wants to lose weight, boost immune responses, and improve overall health. Improve the digestive system, improve your overall health, weight loss, become an expert. So what they're saying here, you can do intimate fasting. That also help weight at a natural pace. You just have to look at what you're eating and stuff, but intimate fasting, you can do for 12 hours, 18 hours. It depends on how much you can go without eating. That's a way too of losing weight. All right? Okay, so my word of the week for you guys is dedication. A preference or special liking for something. A bias in favor of something. Once again, delegation. That's my word for you for this week. If you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Bonita. May God bless you to see many more. And again, have a blessed and wonderful, safe day, guys. So right now, I want to introduce you to my good friend, Mr. Mike Tottali, and we are going to talk a bit about fathers and the upbringing and different things like that. So Mike, welcome to Motivational Monday.
Thank you, Phyllis. I'm so happy you had me.
Nice. So Mike, I just want to know how instrumental your dad was in your upbringing.
Well, I want to say we had what I would consider a normal family, but very influential. You know, he had the traditional father role, the leadership role, you know, the patriarch, the breadwinner in the family. You know, both my parents set the moral compass, but especially I think my father set the moral compass, and both my parents had to put guidance to set you on the path to do what you wanted to pursue, and to, you know, give you that bedrock foundation to be able to do these things. And my father was, you know, there. He was a provider, a very hard worker, which I think he's instilled in us, my sister and I, since there's only two of us. So those are the things, you know, stern when he had to be. You don't want to test him, but, you know, was good up until 2 months ago when he passed away. And was well loved by everyone. And I think he set an example to me that I don't always live up to, but try to emulate as much as I can.
Right. So how has fatherhood been for you, knowing that you know you have a daughter and stuff? What are some of the values that you instill in her?
Well, the values I've taken, obviously from my father, and I would pass on some of those things, and things that I've passed on along the way is to live your life correctly. What do I say by that? There's certain elements. We come from Italian Catholic family, so religion and belief in Christ was very important for us. I don't go anywhere without my cross, and the same for my hometown in Italy. So that was one of the bedrocks. I always joke about it, but it's true. My father never passed church without making the sign of the cross. That's how he was raised in pre-war Italy and post-war. So the religious aspect of our family was always there. And to how do you want to live your life? How do you want to? What examples do you want to set? I think I am the person I am by watching my father and emulating him. Being the provider, setting, the rules of the house. And then, how do your peers or your family think about you? Well, that was self-evident by the size of his funeral, the amount of people in the mass, and the burial. I think that said enough, which I knew was about my father, who was a very humble man. He wasn't educated at the highest degree. He was a blue-collar guy. I always like that. I actually brag about that. He was a blue-collar guy. He was a welder. And he proved what you can achieve with some fairly modest means if you don't get off the rails and stick to a plan and provide for your family. So my father really set the example, and sorely missed that most parents that have departed. But when I need motivation, I always think, what would my father do? What would my father want? What would he be pleased? And to push me if I need to work a little more, work harder, or do so, or just what we like to say, it's a blanket statement, but it's true. Do the right thing. Which, again, we live by a very strict moral compass. And it was so hard to live up to that, and but we try.
So, Mike, tell us what you do. Tell the audience a bit what you do.
I am an airline pilot for Delta Airlines. I started with Northwest Airlines in 1988, so it's coming up on 34 years this year. But it was something that I wanted to do from the age of 3. There was never any doubt. And this is where supportive family comes in, nurturing and guiding, that dream that you have to be fulfilled, because everyone can say, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to, whatever goal they set, but you need to push in the right direction. And whether it was going for that introductory flight at Teterboro Airport, where he took me, or taking me once a week to Teterboro Flight Academy for the intro to flight course from Cessna in 77 or 78, working a second job so I could go to Embry-Riddle in 1980, which was an opportunity that I squandered. I actually fell out of college, and I needed to get my tail kicked by my parents. Actually, it was my mom that really did the tail kicking over there. And I went to work for a bank, the Manufacturers Hanover, which is now part of Chase. Worked in trained in the North Tower, went to work in the garment district, and I knew that working behind a desk, numbers was not for me, and it motivated me to go back to school, and I did really well, graduated. But as I was doing that, I was going to classes in the morning and flying in the afternoon to fulfill that. And like today, it takes a lot of money to do that. And my father had a second job and was always, of course, don't give up now. There were a couple of things that, came not so easy to me, concepts of flying, besides the fact that in the beginning I used to get sick. But I persevered. I ended up with some initial jobs flying first shadow traffic around the area before there were cameras and TVs and all the teleconferencing. And I actually had a radio. You could fly around the New York area. Then I flew freight, flew cancel checks, which of course we don't do anymore, and auto parts. And then I went to a commuter airline, and I got hired by Northwest in '88. And as I say, the rest is history. I've been blessed. And I like to think that my parents had a very, very big part in that guidance and making sure that I stayed on the rails at Northwest, which I was, fortunate enough to fly everything from the old DC-9 that came out when I was 2 years old to the latest 747. One of the proudest things I ever did was to take my father, many occasions, but on one big trip back in 2000. We, as part of a, payback, I don't know who was happier, my father or me. I think I was. To have my father as a passenger on a multi-day, 8-10 day trip to Japan, Hong Kong, Manila, and having him in the upper deck of the 747 was one of the things that a highlight of my career. My mom, unfortunately, was never able to travel with me because of her ills, but that is the proudest moment that I've had in airlines. And, we have 34 down and another 5.5 to go, because I was blessed and I got hired, at a young age and able to, there comes at a consequence. I wanted to fly in the Navy. Before Top Gun in '85, I was going to go in, but not at the expense of the airline seat. And it's worked out. And I've been there, and that's where I was blessed to work in the tower in Delta's ACC, where I met Phyllis and so many of my friends. And that's been another, you talk about a blessing, meeting some great people, and it's not for the gates either, Phyllis. That was one of those great coincidences in life that they needed a pilot representative up there. I wanted to go up. I needed, the extra money, and it turned out that I wasn't even there for that. I was there because I had my friends up there, and it was that sense of family, and I mean it. And I talked to, there's not a week that goes by that I don't talk to someone, and now a lot of my friends are moving on to different, careers or parts of Delta. Yes. But that was one of the big highlights. But it all comes down to my father. If I can, 2 nights ago, I had some friends over, and as Hilda and I, we say a prayer before we eat, and it was my turn to give thanks to the Lord. And I said, I want to give a special thanks to my father, because and in a way my mother, to have given me the opportunity to be in this position, to have the food and the food that we were about to receive. And I thought about it, and I still do every day, because I think my career is only possible because of him. I really do. So I hope that carries on to my daughter, who is successful in her own right. Not a pilot. Of course, I'm disappointed she's not a pilot, but she's got her own career, and I'm very proud of her and what she's accomplished. And she has a lot more to go, I think.
So I know that you are very close with your mom. She's still alive in the land of which is good. What advice you have out there for anyone that want to get into the industry, or what advice? Because I know you have touched a lot of lives being a pilot.
Yeah, my mother actually is. I would be in Florida right now. I would still be able to talk, but I live in New Jersey, and I bought a home 50 feet from my mom, because I knew as they got older, they would need care. And I was not to say, well, thanks for the, setting me up in my career and everything you've done and given to me. I'm going to Florida. So I stayed here, and my father at the end was very in need of care from us, my sister and I, and Hilda. But as far as what I would recommend, so I am right here. I just came from my mom's recently, just 20 minutes ago. You have to decide in my particular field, which I can't speak for others. It might apply, it might not, but in aviation, you really have to want it. It's not like the job, well, what do I want to do? Because you have to be laser focused on the goal. And unfortunately today, and it might change as the need for pilots increases, airlines might take it upon themselves to do ab initio programs, which are taking individuals that they feel have the potential and training them with zero time versus going out to an airport or the military and training. And in the military, you might be a drone pilot, it might be a transport pilot, but it's still a 10-year commitment. So decide what you want to do and get the finances in order. Unfortunately, it is a very expensive field to get into initially. And I've told people that sometimes buying your own airplane is actually cheaper than a flight school, because a lot of flight schools advertise, but you have to go at their pace, like drinking out of a fire hydrant. And yeah, they'll train you, but if you're not keeping up at their speed and falling behind, it's going to cost you more. Now, at the end of the day, when you do become that pilot for Endeavor or Delta Connection or United Express, you'll make it back by the time you graduate to the major airlines, you would have definitely made back all the initial funding that you had to lay out to get this job. But it's something that has to be done, I think. You can't go once a week to fly because you're going to be recouping, what did you do last week? Okay, let me relearn that and a little bit of today. It's got to be almost a full-time commitment, especially since the name of the game in our field and in yours some way, is seniority, and you can get there first. It is actually a race to get there. Once you're there, you're on autopilot. You've achieved it. You go in. I go in every 9 months for a check ride. I take my medical, but you want to get there as fast as possible. And now the time is the best because it's unprecedented. Obviously, we all know the news. There's a shortage of pilots, and the opportunity's never been better. The airlines, even with the gas being at $100 a gallon, $100, $110 a gallon. The fares have gone up, so they're, in business not to lose money as they did when I got hired. But the expansion of routes, growing airlines, and mostly retiring pilots. In my case, 14 pilots hired in 1988. The oldest was a 44-year-old Air Force colonel who was a Vietnam vet. He got into the Air Force the last few months of Vietnam. And he's been retired 20 years now, and I still keep in touch with him. But of the 14 initial pilot cadre class, there's only 3 left, and one's got about another year and a half to go. And then the 2 youngest, myself and Captain Sodergren, have 5 and respectively 5.5 years. But you have to have this goal. You've got to stay focused. You cannot let anything get in the way. And the rewards, though, are magnificent. I mean, I'm an advocate of my job. I said I could never be doing anything else. It has exceeded any expectation and all expectations that I had for the job. My office changes, conditions change all the time. The aircraft changes, the routes change. It's always a challenge. There's no such thing as an ordinary day, and then there are things, extraordinary days. Several come to mind. 747 coming out of the clouds in a heavy snowstorm with a crosswind in Minneapolis, and putting down, this 800,000 pound, behemoth. I mean, you certain things that you thought that was pretty good. Or the first time I went to Istanbul or going away. It does exceed and still exceeds all expectations, and that's why, though I can retire now with 34 plus or 34, I intend to stay on another 5.5 years, and it'll probably go up to 67. And if my health and God allows, I will be there. Maybe not flying as much as I currently do, but I will still be doing going there. And it's never been a better time. And the pay and the benefits, are there. The flight benefits, I think we talked about this morning, so this may not be there, the ability to fly standby, but I think the compensation is enough. We go, hey, I want to go on Friday, and here's my ticket, and you can do that. But it's a very, very rewarding job, and I'm a big advocate of it, as I tried to get so many people in the tower and ACC to transition over to flying in. And again, all possible because of my parents and my dad and my mom.
Right. So in closing, Mike, I want to say thank you so much for chilling with us and, just giving us a little background and where you started, what your father instilled in you that you passed down to your daughter. And I mean, it's just a blessing to have you on my program, a pilot of 34 years, and you rock, Mike. We go way back. And
We do.
You can call me anytime.
I know that.
Right?
I know I have an ace, and that ace is Phyllis Green. I know who's got my back, and anytime there's a question, something I need, or if someone doesn't do the right thing, you've protected and defended me and been an advocate for me, and really what a true friend is for so long now. And that couple of times you've been on my airplane, I was so happy to have you on board and take you. Like I think Denise was one of them.
Yes.
There was Denise and another trip or two, but like I said, this job is, I tell anyone, I says, go out and go to the local airport, get an introductory flight. And by the way, if you get sick like I did, don't let that be the top. Go out again, because you will overcome air sickness as I did. It took a while, but it is a very fulfilling job, as it meets so many things as far as the amount of time off you have, the fulfillment of the job, the people you meet, the compensation, the benefits, time off. It's all enough. And I still like it. I mean, love it.
Yes. Well, Mike, I hope you feel better. Take it easy, one day at a time, And
Always.
thank you so much for chilling with us on Motivational Monday. I know you love me and you watch me when you can.
If anyone wants to reach out to me, they can. Phyllis, my email is 4 stripes. Always, what a pilot wears up top. 4 stripes at AOL. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to talk to anyone and answer any questions or concerns about getting into this field. Or it's the least I can do. So 4 stripes at AOL. If you have any questions about a career in aviation as a pilot.
All right. Great. 4 stripes at AOL.com. If you have any questions,
FOURSTRIPES. 4 stripes at AOL.
4 stripes. 4 stripes. Good. Well, Mike, thank you again. It was my pleasure.
Thank you, Phyllis. Have a great night.
All right. Have a great night. Okay, guys, there you have it. I have my phone with us. And I'm going to bring on John now. And we're going to continue celebrating fathers. This is our final Father's Day celebration. I think you have to log off, right, Mike?
I think I do. I'm good.